So a few years ago, I was on a panel and I was asked to name the three most exciting places to work on financial inclusion. And I said, India, India, and India. And I think I actually was understating it. From a global view, India is one of the great leaders in the world in innovation and financial inclusion. India's government, the fintech sector, investors, financial service providers have made remarkable progress in the Indian market. And this is continuing despite the pandemic. Aadhaar, the India stack, Pradhan bank accounts for every household, new types of bank and payment licenses, and the UPI have created an environment that is highly supportive of great innovation. I should say, ACCION also has a think tank called the Center for Financial Inclusion that works with the Economist Intelligence Unit, where we rank governments on the enabling environment they have for financial inclusion. And in the last few years, no country has moved up faster on that list than India, and today it is at the very top of that list. We've made over 25 different investments in pioneering companies throughout in India alone, but of course none is more exciting than SubK. And that leads to the last topic we want to talk about. What's your view of SubK and the role it can play?
Well, look, I was so impressed by everything I've learned about SubK, both its origins, what it sought to do, and how it's gone about delivering it over the course of the last 10 years. And I think that combination of the agent network plus technology, keeping the customer firmly in mind, the ability to reach out beyond brick and mortar financial institutions to create that last mile delivery, which is a huge problem all over the world, particularly in developing countries, reaching that last mile. We've experimented with a lot of different approaches. This is a very interesting approach to watch and to learn from. And all I can say is I'm very impressed by SubK Sarthi. I would love to learn more and share it with some of our colleagues back in the United States and in other markets, and very much look forward to working with SubK as they, for the next 10 years, as they move to achieve their objectives in the decade ahead.
I completely agree. So over our history, I mentioned we've worked with 160 different partners in more than 50 different countries. And so we see all sorts of highly innovative approaches and different models to tackling the problems of financial inclusion. I've said this to Sasi, I've said this to Vijay, but on the 10th anniversary of SubK, I want to share this with the broader audience. If you told me that we could only choose and work with one model in the whole world, I would choose SubK. SubK is truly among the most innovative, impactful, and successful financial inclusion companies anywhere in the world. Its sophisticated technology brings financial tools to extremely remote rural locations where banks would never set up a branch. You've really solved the last mile, which is, of course, one of the biggest challenges in financial inclusion. And the focus on women is so enormously important. Because of that, SubK was one of the first partners for the MAP program. SubK already had a very digital approach, but as we're hearing today and celebrating, there's more we can do and leverage. And that brings us to today's announcement. SubK 2.0, the Sarthi platform, I am very, very excited about. It will offer meaningful financial products based on the readiness and evolving needs of the underserved small businesses. And ultimately, this will help them build their financial capability, their financial health, and most importantly, their financial resilience. I'm very proud that its development was supported by our Global Advisory Solutions team, and of course, through the participation with the Mastercard ACCION program. As you've heard, Sarthi will help SubK more widely distribute credit and other financial services through digital channels. The ultimate goal here is to build a marketplace where clients can shop for the financial tools most suited to their needs. So in closing, as you celebrate the last decade, it is very exciting to launch this new platform that may transform the next decade. From that day in Rajasthan, seeing the pilot, SubK is now reaching millions of underserved and low-income people throughout India. And as you've heard, as you all know, Subke means for everyone in Hindi, and you've truly lived up to that name. Congratulations to all of you for what you've accomplished and for what I know you will be accomplishing in the future. We are thrilled to be your partner in this great journey, and I'm going to ask Mike to say the final word.
Well, again, thank you, Michael, for having me. Thank you to Subke, and again, congratulations on a remarkable decade. You are so well positioned to lead this field for the next decade as well. We very much look forward to partnering with you for that period as well. Thanks very much, and congratulations.
Back to you, Sasi.
Thank you. It was indeed a thought-provoking conversation. I mean, it's Mike and Michael, you have laid down some kind of a vision in some sense for inclusion players like us. You know, specifically what you talked about, the risk of increase in exclusion and how important it is to reverse that given this pandemic, and how critical it is for the inclusion, for the economic growth, and the tools that are needed to make it happen. The importance of digital footprint for the entrepreneurs, you know, so that they can create history and be able to serve it better. And importance of micro and small merchants in general for Indian economy specifically, and Mastercard's focus in the region, ACCION's focus in the region, is tremendous. And finally, thank you for appreciating the alternate channel approach that Subke and the likes are taking. And I think that's going to define how we can include the unincluded or underserved into the system. Thank you again for making the time and gracing the occasion, despite being very early in New York at this,
No problem.
at this time. And also, I know you have very busy schedules. Please hang on if you can, and enjoy the rest of the session. There's much more to unveil. Thanks again, gentlemen.